Good morning, class. Before we formally start our discussions, I want to present to you our classroom rules. It have with the acronym of the word STAR. S stands for show respect, T take responsibilities, A always do your part, and R rise by lifting others. And now, I want to present to you our lesson objectives. Okay, so at the end of the lesson, the students will able to first identify the terms of the curriculum monitoring and curriculum evaluation. Second, appreciate the importance of monitoring and evaluating curriculum to improve the teaching and the learning. Third, we just participate in a simple activities such as questioning, sharing insights, or reacting to the key points. The curriculum serves as a strong foundation of the entire teaching learning process. It outlines that what should students to be learned, how it should be taught, and what outcomes are expected. Without a strong curriculum, education lacks the direction and the purpose. However, even the best designed curriculum needs to be examined regularly. This will bring us why monitoring and evaluating is very essential. For example, if a school introduces a new digital literacy subject, but notice that some of the students have a basic or lack the basic computer skills, monitoring will help to adjust the lessons early. Evaluation will later on will assess whether students are became digitally competent. And now, let's proceed to the curriculum monitoring. It is a periodic assessment that takes place during the implementation or the tryout period of the curriculum. For example, a teacher observes that the students consistently fail in the quizzes or fractions. Through monitoring, the math department revises the lesson plan to include more visual aids and the real-life example to make it more easier and understand it to the students. It functions like a formative assessment, helping us to determine if the curriculum is relevant, effective, and aligned with the education goals. Monitoring allows us to answer by these questions. Should this curriculum be retained, improved, or modified? This process often conducted by the module writers, curriculum experts, or even independent third-party agencies. For example, in depth curriculum rollout, module writers monitor the pilot school to see how effective the materials are and if they are need to revised before nationwide implementation. Their role is to observe and assess how the curriculum performs in a real-life classroom setting. In short, monitoring provides us a clear picture of what is working and not working when we implementing the curriculum. And now, let's move to curriculum evaluation, which is a broader process and part of the total educational evaluation. For example, after 3 years of implementing the senior high school strand, the school evaluates whether graduates are ready to enter the college or enter of the employment. The feedback from the employers and the universities helps decide if the revisions are needed or not. Let's have two important parts of the curriculum evaluation. First, we have the school-based evaluation. Second, we have the accreditation. Okay, so what is the school-based evaluation? So it is an approach emphasizing shared accountability among the teachers, administrators, and other stakeholders. Because of this shared responsibility, bias and conflicts are minimized. A high school forms of teachers and students and the parents to review the effectiveness of the program STEM, and then their insights lead to a better lab resources and scheduling improvements. We have some key benefits in the school-based evaluations. It includes with first we have the teaching and the staff developed an evaluation skills. Second, directly addressing the real concerns of the school in the community. Third, we have that it encourages the broad participations, helping a better, strong school culture. And fourth, we have it provides a reliable and valid information just not about the curriculum but also about the school resources overall functioning. The K process, which is the accreditation. Accreditation is a formal review of a school educational programs. It examines that schools is stated the goals and the intentions and verified whether they meet the recognized standards of excellence. For example, the PAASCU meets visit the private schools to check if they meet the standards of the curriculum delivery, teacher quality, and the facilities. The classroom gets accredited, boosting its reputation and enrollment. So, it ensures that the schools are not just doing what they say that they are doing, but also doing it very well. And now, let's move to the areas of evaluation and accreditation. The areas of evaluation and accreditation, these areas help us assess if the curriculum, teaching, and the students' learning are effective and aligned with our academic goals. So let's begin the first one. It is the curriculum and the program of the studies. This refers to the set of subjects and learning experiences that the students go through, but it's more than just a list. It's about how topics are ordered and how they help develop knowledge, skills, attitudes, and values. For example, in the Filipino curriculum, the students may start with a basic grammar and progress into analyzing the classic literature. The evaluators should check if this flow makes sense and support the student growth. Second, we have the administrative support for instructions. Even if the curriculum is well designed, it won't be effective without a proper support from the school leadership. This includes the textbooks, the classroom resources, the assessment tools, and the teacher training. For example, if a school wants to implement the blended learning but doesn't provide the internet or modules, then the curriculum won't be successful. So it won't working during that time if they didn't provide the learning materials. So support is the key to implementation of the curriculum. Third, we have the instructional process or methodologies. Here, we look how teaching is delivered. Are these strategies appropriate for different kinds of learners? For instance, a visual learner may benefit more from infographics or videos than from or solely lecture alone. The evaluators should check also if the teaching methods help to achieve the intended learning outcomes. So, it's not just what is taught, but it's just what and how it taught that matters. Fourth, we have the graduation requirements. This area, they checked if the students and their parents understood what is the requirement for the graduation with the whole school year. This includes with the academic units, final projects, and the internship. For example, in the BS Ed major in Filipino may require the student teaching and the research paper. The school must clearly explain to the requirements from this beginning to avoid the confusions and delay in graduations. Fifth, we have the evaluation of academic performance. This checked how students' learning is measured through quizzes, performance tests, and rubrics or exams, and whether these tools are fair and reliable. For example, if a student graded on a project, The rubric should be clear and explained in advance for the students to know, and for all of the staffs and the students should know that it is fair and not biased. This promotes transparency, trust, and encourages the students to do their best because it is fair for all to have that rubrics. And conclusion, monitoring and evaluating are the curriculum essentials practices that ensure that we provide the quality education. They help us to stay responsive to change, uphold standards, and most importantly, support our dearest students in reaching their full potential by continuously checking whether our curriculum is effective, relevant, and well implemented. We can adapt and more improve in the future. Remember, a strong curriculum is not just about the design. It is sustained through careful monitoring and truthful evaluation. Thank you for listening, our dear students. I hope you learned from it and we can apply it in our real life scenarios, especially in the future times when we become a teacher. And now, is there's any questions? Okay, so none. Thank you so much. And now, let's proceed to the questions that I'm gonna provide to you. Please get one half sheet of paper, and as you can see, there's a question that flash in our screen, and it contains with the 5 items. It's say and follow the instructions carefully. And now you can post the video or the uploaded video, and then you can answer with it. And now, thank you for giving your time, thank you for visiting, and thank you for listening in our discussions, and God bless us all.